And let's see what happens here. So we got about 2 more seconds. What's it going to be? And that was a win. So we've got 2 wins in a row with the ZigZag strategy. Hey everybody, Mark here. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. You know, if someone were to ask me, Mark, what's the best strategy? And actually, you guys do ask me this on a daily basis. You come over and you reach out to me on Telegram. Everybody wants to know the best strategy. Well, I could tell you one of the most popular strategies that we have inside of our private Telegram group is the ZigZag strategy. Okay, so now if you were to ask me if I was on a stranded island and I could only have one strategy, to make it out of the island, yeah, I would say probably it would be the ZigZag strategy, but also the Fast 5 strategy is good as well. And the 5-second flash is also a very good strategy that we have. And I've got links for all of these videos and strategies down below in the description of the video. You guys can check that out. But we're going to go ahead and revisit the ZigZag, and I'm going to walk you through and show you exactly how I personally trade this strategy. And this strategy originally came about from a member inside of our private VIP, reached out to me and said, you know what, Mark, this looks pretty good. You got to check this out. So I tried it out and it works pretty good. So, but strategies do have their times when they work a little bit one day and the next day they don't. Sometimes it can be a little bit random, and it's really all about what you're comfortable with and whatever fits your personality. So instead of talking about it, let's go ahead and jump in. Now, before we begin, we're also going to be using the Wealth Warriors Trade Manager. Okay, this is a highly advanced trade manager with mathematical calculations that allows you to win even if you have losses. So gone are the days where you have losses inside a pocket option or with your binary options broker, and you're trying to figure out, how do I make up for the losses that I just had? What are the trade amounts that I need to use? And that's what I'm going to show you on this video. Even if you have multiple losses in a row, this trade manager will help you get out, and so you can still become profitable at the end of the session. Now, this is something that's available to all of the VIP members inside of our private VIP. I have a link below down in the description if you want to check it out. So now over on Pocket Option, we're starting with a real account with $300. This is real money. And then what you want to do over on the Trade Manager is just enter in the initial capital that you have. So for me, this is $300. Now, the settings are fully customizable, so you can make this super, super risky. And you can also make it ultra conservative. Okay, that's totally up to you. So yes, you can change the different calculations on this. These numbers are not fixed. Okay, this is not like a chart. This is actually it's a manager that allows you to get in there and you can customize it to fit your trading style and to fit your different strategies. So for me, and I'm anticipating on winning 2 out of 11 trades to stay profitable with this trading session. So the first trade amount that the trade manager gives you, it's right over here on the top left. And for me, that's going to be 109. And if you guys been watching my videos, you know that I use the same amount every time to start with. I just like to keep things simple. I like to use the same amounts every day because then if something changes, this way I can measure my progress. Okay. So if you're brand new to the ZigZag strategy, I will go ahead and explain it and show you exactly how it works. But before that, let's go ahead and make sure that we have everything set up properly. Okay. So now over here, you'll just want to make sure that you do have regular candles selected. So we are not using Heikin-Ashi. And the time frame is going to be 15 seconds. Make sure to select S5. And then for the expiry, this is going to be 15 seconds as well. So you can come over here, just select S15, and you guys will be all set to go. So it's pretty easy if you're returning or revisiting this strategy at a later time. You just have to remember the number 15. Okay, it makes it really simple. 15 time frame, 15 expiry. That's it. You guys can play around with that. You can change the numbers if you want to, but this is just what I use. Okay. Now for the indicator, of course, with the ZigZag, it's just one indicator. So over here at the bottom left, you'll find the ZigZag option. Just go ahead and click on that one time. And you should see this orange line that's appearing over the candlesticks, just like this. And you can see when the market's going down, you can see the orange line follows it down. And then when the market goes up, you can see the orange line attaches itself to the candles and it rides up along with the candles going up. And then when you start to see the market turn, it just goes the opposite direction. Very simple, very self-explanatory, okay? Now, since we're using a expiry that's under a minute, we're gonna have to choose OTC pairs. Just make sure to favorite some of these that are paying out at least 90% or higher. And I'll make sure that all these are paying out at 92% because I like to work with 92% myself. This is our return on our investment. And for those of you that don't know, binary option brokers in pocket option, they're not going to give you 100% back. They're only going to give you back whatever it says over here on the payout screen right here. So just make sure to keep an eye on that. And so everything looks good. So we're all set, ready to go. So now how does this strategy work? What you guys are looking for is a little bit of a breakout in one direction or the other. This could be up or down. And we definitely want to stay out of any sideways consolidating market. And I'll show you what that looks like. You can even see right now, we have this zigzag line and the candles are pulling this zigzag line down. Look at that, it's just pulling it down. And that zigzag just seems to keep itself attached to the candles. And that's all cool and that's all great and everything. And we're looking for a series of candles in the same color. Okay. Now, when do we enter? Well, look at this. We enter when we see the opposite color, right? We enter, in this case, we're looking for a green candle to appear. And when that green candle closes, right when it closes, we're going to go ahead and enter the trade in the direction of the green candle, right? So if the market's going up, if this is an upward trend and we have a series of green candles, and then we're waiting for a red candle to appear. And then so when that red candle appears, we're waiting for that red candle to close. And when it does, that's when we enter. And we enter in the same direction of the red candle. So red candle means it's going down, so we would sell. Green means it's going up, so then we buy. And don't worry, I'm going to go through a couple trades here so you guys can see me do this, and I want you guys to really get this down, okay? Because this is one of the hottest strategies that we have inside of our Telegram. Now, you're not going to win them all. This is not a 100% win rate. We don't talk about 90, 100% win rate, all that stuff. We don't do that. I show losses on my videos. Some people don't. I show the losses. I embrace the losses. And we're using the trade manager. The trade manager was built for losses. It's built to withstand many losses in a row and still help you become profitable at the end of your trading session. That's what it's designed for. And so, but that worked out pretty well. We had a win there, and I don't even have to mark this as a win because the next trade amount that the trade manager gives me is underneath $1. And because pocket option does not allow you to trade with less than $1, we can go ahead and clear this out and mark this session as complete. So what do we do at this point? Well, we must enter the new balance that we have up here. So now we have 301. And you just keep doing this. You end the session, you enter in your new balance or your new capital. And that's it. You start and you continue trading with the first trade amount that the trade manager gives you, which is going to be 109. So let's make sure, and that's still 109. So we're not quite compounding yet, but we'll get there. And that's the power behind this. So let's go ahead and look for another setup. And I'm looking for a good series of candles, either red or green. This looks pretty good right here. I think did we already look at that? Yeah, it looks like it's still coming down a little bit. Let's go ahead and continue. This looks pretty good. I like this. We were going up a little bit. One more second, and it kind of had a little pullback. So it's a little bit risky, guys, but I'm going to go ahead and enter for you so you can see our results with this strategy on this video. We got about 7 seconds more to go, and let's see what happens here. So we got about 2 more seconds. What's it going to be? And that was a win. So we've got 2 wins in a row with the ZigZag strategy. Let's go ahead and mark that, or we don't have to mark it because the session's pretty much complete for us. So let's go ahead and just enter the new balance, which is 302. And hopefully we'll get some losses here, guys, so we can show you the potential and the power of the trade manager on how it works. Something pretty exciting. But the next trade amount is $1.10 now. So you can see it's starting to increase, and we are compounding our account right now. We are earning 0.4% every session that we do. Now, we've already completed 2 sessions. Every session that I do, I will earn somewhere around 0.4. If I'm not getting all of my trades in for that one session, it might be a little bit less, but this is my target, and that's why we call it the session target. The win profit in dollars and the account gain in percent. These are the 2 values that I'm looking at here, and this is what I'm really aiming for. So the next trade amount is 110. Let's go ahead and enter that in. Great, let's go ahead and look for another setup. And while we're looking for a setup here, I can see that some of these assets have either disappeared or they have dropped down with the payout amount. If you remember at the beginning of the video, all of these assets said 92%. Some of these now are below 90%. So we just want to remove these and making sure that we're getting back as much as possible. So 92, 92, everything looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and add some new pairs. And the ones at the top of the list here are the ones that are going to pay the most. If I scroll down, you're going to see that these are going to be a bit lower underneath 90%. So the ones at the top of the list, pretty easy, guys, to remember. These are really the only ones that I look at, and I trade with OTC most of the time, for those of you wondering. So let's go ahead and look for another setup. So far, so good. We've won 2 sessions with the strategy so far, and hopefully we'll have some losses here. And I can show you that I don't always have wins. I lose. We show losses all the time on this channel. And so I don't want you guys to feel like you are the only one that's having losses. And I know it's very deceiving when you watch other YouTube videos and they win every single trade, right? That may not be the reality, guys. I know it's not the reality for me. And that's why we have tools like the Trade Manager that's built to handle losses, multiple consecutive losses in a row. And it's able to assist us in giving us the right amounts so we can stay in profit. And that's why I really, really like it so much. So let's just go ahead and continue and look for a setup here. This is, I guess you could say, this is probably more like what we call an ideal setup or an A+ setup. Let's go ahead and enter. Do you see that? I entered right after this red candle closed. That's all you have to do. And we got a pullback. Look at that. So don't panic. Do not panic. If you do have, and it looks like we're going to have a loss, that's okay. Embrace the losses. If you have one, it's okay. Here's what you do. You come over here to the Trade Manager. You just select L for loss, and the Trade Manager will give you the next trade amount. Okay? So you just have to follow it to the T, do exactly what it says. 206 is the next amount. Great. So let's check out the payouts. Everything looks like it's still paying out around 92%. So I will go ahead and continue and look for another setup. And I'm just flipping through here, okay? I'm using the hotkeys. You can turn that on by coming over here inside a pocket option. I'm holding down Shift and Tab, switching back and forth between the different charts. Okay, look at this. The green candles, they're pulling that zigzag line up with it. Let's see if we get a red here. Looks like it's still holding green. That's okay. And that zigzag will switch over to the current green candle. Looks like it's still pushing it up a little bit. Look at that. And you're just going to wait it out. That's all you got to do. Okay. Now we've got a new candle coming out here, but it looks like we're still holding green. That's fine. You can switch the chart if you want to, or you can stay on the same one, on the same currency, and just ride this out all the way up. One more second. We've got a red candle there, and is it going to hold? We've got, well, okay, looks like it's kind of flipping back and forth between red and green. That's one thing you guys want to be careful about. That's turned into a pancake, almost like a doji type of candle. If I would have entered that, yeah, we definitely would have had a loss, okay? So we're looking for stronger bodies there on this red or on the red candles that appear. And I'm probably just going to go, I don't know. Let's see how this red candle looks. Is it going to come down? Are we still going up? 2 more seconds to go. Look like it's coming down a little bit. I'm just not feeling it, guys. Let's look for another setup. Okay, this looks like I'm going to go ahead and enter. We're going to take a big chance here, guys. Not 100% ideal, but you know what? The principles still apply. We did have a red candle there close on that good push of that green. Let's go ahead and see what happens. We got about 1 more second to go. And all right, so we've got a win. Let's come back over here to the trade manager and let's go ahead and mark this one as a win. And the next trade size is under $1. And since we can't trade less than $1 inside a pocket option, this trading session is completed. I can go ahead and click on the reset button here, which is a new feature that we added into version 1.3. And we've got version 2 coming out. And I'm trying so hard. I've got some developers that are helping me, and we are doing our best to get this out to you guys because we've got a whole bunch of new features coming up. You guys are absolutely going to love the new version. And so, but let's go ahead and continue. We've won 3 trading sessions so far. We've lost 1 trade. We had 3 wins. We're still in profit. You want to keep going? Let's keep going. The new balance is 302.80. Let's go ahead and enter that in, 302.80. All right, so the next trade amount is going to be 110. So you can see it's starting to compound here. Let's go back over to pocket option. And let's go ahead and enter in that trade amount. And just be careful. Make sure to get that decimal point in there. We've had a lot of members make a mistake and put in $10 or $100. Okay, so just be careful with that. Make sure it's going to be 110. Okay, that looks good. Let's go ahead and continue. Let's find another setup. So I could take this trade, but I want you guys to keep something in mind. This says 80%. So if I lose this, this is going to affect the results on the trade manager. So there's a couple options you can do. You can not take the trade, or you could take the trade and just keep in mind whatever pocket option says for the balance, that might be different than what you see inside of the trade manager. So just keep that in mind. And that was a loss. So that was a loss. Let's come back over here and let's mark this first one, L for loss. And the next trade amount is 206. Okay, and so right now I will go ahead and remove these. Some of these have dropped down around 70, and I will go ahead and add some new ones just to fill up the top of the screen there. There we go, and let's go ahead and continue. Look for another one. So yeah, we've had 1 loss so far on this session. That's okay. Let's just keep on rolling. Kind of losing my voice a little bit. I made a lot of videos in the last few days of this last week, so it's been a little wild. I get a little bit hoarse sometimes doing these videos, but it looks like this could be a potential entry here. Not the best setup, but let's go ahead and enter. I want to get some more trades in here for you guys. We got about 11 seconds to go, and let's just see what happens. It is what it is. If it's a loss, if it's a win, whatever it is. Let's just go ahead and wait it out. So we got 2 more seconds, 1 more second to go, and it was a win. So let's go back over here. And so we've had 1 loss and we have another win. Now, I'm curious on what our balance is inside a pocket option. We did have a loss that was 80%, or it was an 80% payout. That wasn't a profit, so we should be okay there. Now, I want to look at something here and I want to explain something. I'm going to go ahead and probably wrap up this video, but before I do that, we had 1 loss and 1 win. And we still came out in profit for this session. Now, if you don't have any type of money management system to follow, or the trade manager for that matter, if you have a loss in pocket option and there's no management that you're following, you will need 2 wins in a row to get your money back. Okay? Now, if you have 2 losses in a row, you are going to need to win 3 wins in a row to gain back your, to recuperate your losses. And this is the discrepancy here. This is the confusion, and this is why a lot of folks will either one of two things will happen. Their account balance will stay in the same spot, right? It'll go down a little bit, it'll go up, it'll go down, but it stays in the same spot. Or what I typically see is that the balance just keeps going down, not very quickly because you're winning, you're losing, you're winning, you're losing, right? But it just goes down very slowly. And I don't think that's really what you guys are after. You're looking to get profitable and stay profitable. That's the whole point of this, right? And so that's why I've introduced the Trade Manager for you, so you can use something, a tool that will prevent you from overtrading, which is another problem that we have, that will help you stay in profit, even if you have many consecutive losses in a row. That's what this Trade Manager is designed for. And if you want to check it out, and also I've got a link of testimonials. We've got a full group of all the screenshots of the results that our members get inside of the VIP. I will also include that link down below in the description of this video, so you can go over there and check that out and just see for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. The proof is in the pudding. You can go see the screenshots and read the results and the reviews of other members and make your own decision from there if this is maybe something that you would like to use, okay? So good session, guys. Let's go ahead and click on that reset button and we can go ahead and restart again. I appreciate you guys coming out. I wish you all the best of success with your trading, and we will see you on the next video. Take care. Hey everybody, Mark here. I have a question for you. Are you struggling to become profitable with binary options? Does it seem like no matter how many wins you get, your account balance is either going down or it just seems to stay in the same spot? Well, I've got a solution for you. It's called the Wealth Warriors Trade Manager, and it gives you the potential to make between 5 and 10% on your account every day. You could have multiple losses in a row and still come out profitable. And you guys know that, having proper risk management is your key to success with trading. And this Trade Manager gives you that edge that you need. So join the VIP Telegram group now and get access to all my premium calculators and spreadsheets. Now's the time. It's time to take your trading to the next level. You'll find the link below in the description of this video. Have a good day.